Good evening guys, welcome back to the channel. If you watched my previous episode, I was welding my E36 coupe, so I'm going to continue on with that really. I've got a cut here, I need to take some bits off this ready to weld on. I was hoping to do a bit during the week, but I've been so busy I just didn't have any chance. So it's currently Friday evening, about 7 o'clock. I'm not going to do much this evening now, I'm just going to get the bits off this cut that I need. And then tomorrow I'll get them welded onto the car. So I was hoping to tackle the chassis leg and remove the ABS pump out of my way. I don't think I'll get to do that tomorrow. I will get the underneath done hopefully, and then I'll tackle the chassis leg on the next episode. So yeah, get bits off this that I need, and then I can get them welded on tomorrow. So enjoy. Okay, so I need this bit here and in here. I'll grind it all back, but spot welded along here. Probably just cut it straight off here. And the same on this side. I'll have a look for where the spot welds are first, but all my area here now is all decent, so if I can just cut this off, I'll be able to weld it straight on. And then this is the inside. My inner floor is gone. I'm going to pull the carpet out anyway, so I'll probably just cut this section out as well and weld that in. Yeah, so I'm just going to get the grinder, put a roll-lock wheel on it, and I'll grind the paint off this cut, find where the spot welds are, and then drill them out then. Use one of these instead of like a flappy disc or a grinding disc, because these only take off like the paint and the underseal. They don't affect the metal. When you're working with old metal or thin metal, you don't want to make it any thinner than it already is when you have to weld it. So these are expensive, but they're decent. So yeah, let me get this on the grinder and I'll start cleaning it up. So yeah, that's what the roll-lock wheel does. You can see it's taking it back to bare metal, and this metal is really good as well, nice and decent, no rust. So yeah, spot welds. So yeah, spot welded along here. Not sure if you pick it up on the camera, but one here, 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 another one up there, and then along here then as well. Spot welded a few places, and then same 2 spots up there. So I'll drill them out. Yeah, so I'll get a spot weld drill bit, drill them out, detach it as much as I can, try to keep it as complete as I can, and then I'll cut it along the front. I don't need the whole front section anyway, because the piece on my car is decent. I just need to be able to remove this, get the inner floor piece out, weld that in, and then just put this full piece in. So yeah, let me drill these spot welds out. Right, so just put a punch in them, keep you in line. Not that you really need it, because the top of these drill bits are pretty flat anyway. That's one. It's hard to see them along this edge. You can see them all along here easy, but along here not so much. Yeah, they're drilling out easy enough. Just had to get another battery for the drill. Got a few more to drill out, and hopefully it should come apart. Alright, so that didn't come off how I wanted it to, but it's off now. I'll just drill this rest of the spot welds out and get these bits off that I don't need. I didn't need anything else around it anyway, so cutting it off is probably quicker. Save time. Yeah, I'll trim this piece up and I'll be able to fit this on tomorrow. First I'll have to do the inner floor bit, I did have to cut a chunk out of that. I can just replace it with normal metal anyway, so that's not a problem. But I wanted to keep this shape. Yeah, so that's me for this evening. I got that off. I will get it welded onto the car tomorrow. As I said, I just need to trim it up and tidy it up a little bit, and it should go straight onto that then once I do the inner floor. So yeah, see you in the morning. Yeah, so morning time. I took the seat out of this and I pulled the carpet back, so I've got access to the part I need to cut. I'll put it up in the air now, show you what I've got to work with. Yeah, so I've just taken the seat out, took the carpet up as much as possible, and just got some pieces of wood and that holding it up. This wire and loom, that box is basically attached to where I need to weld, so I've just taken it out and bungee corded it out of the way, so shouldn't have any fires now. Jack it up in the air and I'll get this this piece cut out and ready. Yeah, so this is what we got. So obviously need to cut out all of that rust. It's not as bad as I expected, to be honest. I thought it went further down the floor, but the metal inside all looks good. So yeah, get the wheel off this car, get the angle grinder, cut that bit out, and then I can use a bit out of the cut to replace it, and then the bit I cut off last night then we'll go over the top. So yeah, let's get cutting. Right, so that's the rust cut out, quite a big patch as you can see. I'll use my cut now and I'll cut the same shape out of that one, just so it'll go straight back in, be easier than bending any metal. Yeah, so let me get that cut with the other one. I got this cleaned up, tack it in place and get it welded. Okay, so this is the bit I need. I've obviously already cut this bit out, but that's attached to the other piece, so I think I'll weld this bit in first. And I'll probably be able to just weld that back in, attach the other piece as well, I think. So yeah, let me get this bit off. Yeah, so I was going to use the cut I had to take the piece of metal out to replace this one, but when I cut it last night, I cut a bit too much off, so that won't be any good. So I'll just make a new piece of metal to go in here. Yeah, so I'll just make a template out with some card, and I'll just copy it onto some sheet metal, weld that in. Just curve it in there, should be sound. Right, so I've tidied all this up. On the inside there was a lot of under seal, sound deadening and all that stuff, so just been getting rid of all of that so it doesn't go on fire when I start welding. I am on my own, so it's a pain in the arse. And I've made this plate then, ready to go in, so get that tacked in. I have a fire extinguisher beside me just in case. The carpet's quite close. As I say, it shouldn't go on fire because I've got rid of all the sound deadening. But yeah, let's get this welded in. Alright, so that's all welded in. Yeah, so the inner part, that's all done. I'll get the outer piece tidied up now and get that on. Yeah, so I just need to tidy this bit up, get this bit off and this side bit off that I drilled the spot welds out of, and then that'll basically fit straight on. Alright, so I got this panel ready, all tidied and cut to shape. I just stick some primer underneath it now, because once I weld this on I won't be able to get to it. So yeah, stick a bit of primer on, weld this on, and then it should be good. So I got this in place, I've just tacked it in place for now. I do have to just trim along the top edge just so it meets the body. But yeah, I just spot welded it in the original place, and then the bit I made last week, this bit just welds in behind that basically. So I was going to spot weld it through, but I just welded against it. It'll be just as good. So yeah, won't take me long to do that, and then I'll be able to under seal it, and that'll be that done. So yeah, not too much longer. Right, battery on my phone went dead, so it's been on charge for the last hour or so, and my gimbal is on 5% and I haven't got a charger for that with me, so let me quickly show you where I am. Right, so got this all in. So this is the piece, the cut I used off the cut I bought. It's already got like the drain holes and everything in it. I've started grinding off the welds, just need to grind off along here now, but I thought I'd show you before the gimbal goes dead. This bit here, when I made that last week, this kind of needed to go up, so I had to cut it and bend it up into position onto this, and then just re-weld it. But yeah, I've ground these off as much as I need to. They'll be covered in seam seal or under seal anyway, so I'll just grind this one off, give all this a coat of primer. Everything behind it is already primed with some weld through primer, so if you are doing this, make sure you do the backs of the pieces of metal, otherwise they will rust if any water gets to them, so you want to protect them for as long as possible. I've just spot welded this back there where it was meant to be anyway, and then as I said, it's just welded straight back up and then spot welded back in and welded again, and obviously welded onto the plate I put in, so it's nice and solid. Should last many more years. Yeah, so let me grab some paint and some under seal, and I'll just get this all covered up and protected, and that'll be done. This could be an issue. I haven't really got much seam sealer left. Probably not enough to do all of this. Start sealing that, and I need to grind off some of them welds. Sealing it then, seam sealing or under sealing, and I hadn't ground off this, so just ground that off and seal the rest of it now. Alright, so that's all done. I'm glad I had this bit of cut because it looks nice and factory. It's back exactly the way it should be. It's still got, as I said, the sunroof drains in. All the floor now is nice and solid, won't touch it because it's got seam sealer on it, or under seal. Yeah, as I said, on this side, I made this completely flat last week. If you look at this side, see there's a bit of a ledge, and this then goes up behind the ledge, so this bit then is welded in behind. It's just spot welded along here. But on this side, I had that flat, so when I welded it in, when I put this piece in, I obviously had a gap between the new piece and the piece I put in last week. So I just sliced it, bent it up, and then just filled it back up with weld. So it's got the original ledge there. This is all nice and solid. Yeah, so yeah, so I was hoping to do all of that, which I just done now during the week, and then I wanted to be able to tackle the chassis leg this weekend, but obviously that didn't happen. I think it's about 4 o'clock, 4:30 now on Saturday. I've probably done about 6-7 hours on this today. I did have some people call in, so I wasn't filming as much, and then my battery went dead for maybe an hour or so. I have filmed most of it, and I'm not sure when my battery went dead, but yeah, battery went dead anyway. this gimbal is on like 2%, so that's about to go dead, so I'll finish just in time. The inner chassis leg, I will look at that maybe during the week. Oh, my gimbal just died and cut the video. Yeah, so pretty much done. We'll paint it during the week, and then Friday evening get the ABS pump out and tackle the chassis leg on next Saturday. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff, and we'll see you in the next one.